Hi everyone, it's Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me on my first design team layout for the month of March. I hope you are enjoying your new kit. It is super cute, and I dug straight into those gorgeous ink refills. So what I'm doing here is I'm just spraying the inks in with a little bit of water, but then I'm also putting more water down directly on my page before I then add the ink, if that makes sense. So I'm wetting my page first with my brush and then adding the inks. And you can see that they just slide on like butter if you do that. If you moisten the page area first of where you want to ink up, it just glides straight on. So obviously I'm doing some stripes here, but even if you're doing more of a blended effect, still just wet up that page first, and then you'll find the inks just melt on like butter. And as I said, you could use the ink straight, but I watered them down. I just put a squirt or so of the ink and then just a little tiny dribble of water to mix those together. So on to my layout. So I am using a whole bunch of those super gorgeous frames that came in the kit. I have made 2 little shaker pockets, and I've also used the lace that came in the kit to fill the inside of 2 of the frames, just to add a little bit of interest there. And I'm just using up a whole bunch of those around my photo in sort of an J shape, I guess. It's like an L, but it's backwards, so it's a J. Just along that bottom and right-hand side. And I just decided to do that. I saw a layout. My friend Melissa Vining posted a layout along this line, along this concept onto her Instagram, which she had also scrap lifted off another designer, and I just really liked the concept of it. So mine is quite different to what those original ideas were, but this concept of using a lot of frames and popping the frames in this sort of configuration in this inverted L shape down the bottom and right hand side is still the same, but the way I have used my frames by adding so many different effects into those frames and the mixed media I have chosen to use in the background is all quite different. So I must say that when I first saw all of these frames in the kit, I thought, oh gosh, it's a lot of frames, and I'm not really a framey person. I think I've used them all. So I use them in this layout, and I have another layout coming up where I use a few again, and I think they're all gone. So for someone that was a little bit worried about all of these frames, I needn't have been. They were really versatile and really quite simple to use in the end, so that was really awesome. I hope you are enjoying your kit. If you are not a Kit Club member, I recommend signing up to the newsletter or joining our Facebook group, just to make sure you're up with the latest and you can see all the other design team members' videos and layouts, shares and things like that they do, and then they're chatting. Don't forget to participate in the challenges. If you are a Kit Club member, there are prizes as well if you participate in those. And also if you're a subscriber, don't forget that you've got all of those amazing exclusives coming through from the design team members. So you would have 8 or 10 exclusive things each month that are only shared with you amazing subscribers. So definitely make sure you're checking those out as well. And if you have a request for anything that you're curious about or you'd like to see, or you've seen someone do and you wonder how they did it, make sure you ask them, because you're probably not the only one, and I'm sure they'd love to do it for you as an exclusive video. So I have almost popped down all of my frames. There are some up on foam. Nearly everything actually is on foam because the shaker pockets are up on foam. So to be able to have everything at the layer on top of that, I needed to foam them up as well. I've got an exclusive tutorial on how I made my shaker pockets if you are wanting to see how to do that and you're a Kit Club member. That exclusive was released on the 5th, so make sure you check that out. Otherwise, what am I up to now? Just sticking down, finishing off these frames. Once I've got the frames on and under control, I am going to start with my embellishments. So I decided to use a few of the floral pieces. I was obsessed with the florals this month, and luckily, because there were quite a few. And in this particular layout, I really wanted to highlight the florals that were almost like hand-drawn doodles. They weren't coloured as such. They were outlined. I really liked those florals, and I thought with so much going on this layout, they were a really perfect match with all the colours and everything that's been going on. So they're going to go where I have vaguely laid them out. And I also have a title with that gorgeous holographic thicker set. I love phrase thickers, so I'm really excited about those. So I've switched over to glue now, just my standard white PVA glue, because I'm finding that is easier with all these bits and bobs to glue them on quickly. I'm also, that roll of foam tape is my very last roll, so I'm also rationing out my foam tape. And yeah, just hanging everything on. I really love this super gorgeous ephemera. It is so cute. And I love, there's quite a few phrases, and I love that because pairing those phrases up with the floral is just gorgeous. I really love the mix of collections this month. They were just beautiful, and there was, luckily for me, there was nothing I've had before. So having the bit of She's Magic and the bit of Amy Tan, it was just, yeah, all really gorgeous. So here are our beautiful thickers. I actually broke up the phrase that was traditionally expected to be used. So I think it's Go Big and Saving the Day. And so I've changed that to be The Big Day, because this is me at a wedding. And it will go with the layout I made over on my own channel, celebrating the wedding of the boys that I went to. So it will be like a companion page to that. And that wedding page was really very blue. And so the blues in the background of this really fits really well as a companion page. So it's not a double page spread as such. They're two completely different collections, and they'll probably be back to each other anyway. But yes, they'll sort of flow on together. So I was really happy that this collection would flow so nicely. I love the holographics. I just wanted to include a few more of that around the page. The frames got quite a bit of holographic effect on the frames as well. So it's just really nice to have that silvery flow happen all over the page. Then busting into those gorgeous pink paisley, Paige Evans. Can't remember which one. Love hearts. I love those little enamel hearts. They will definitely be smashed by the end of this, I can tell. And I am almost done. So I am going to get a bit of silver ink splattering to splatter around. I found that silver was probably my closest or best color match to the holographic. So I'm going to splatter that on, and then I will bring you in for some close-ups. So a really simple layout that I think is really effective and a really great way to use up a whole bunch of those frames in your stash or from the kit. So I hope this has inspired you. As I said, if you are a kit subscriber and you want to see how to make those shaker pockets, make sure you pop on over to that exclusive that is in our Facebook group. And otherwise, I hope you enjoy these close-ups. What I'm doing right now with my splatters is making a few larger blobs. I wanted to get a bit of variance in size, so I'm just deliberately trying to make sure there's a decent amount that comes off in the one spot. And then adding a little medium-sized one in amongst all the actual flicks. So there we go. Here are my close-ups. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. That blue is just so vibrant, that ink, it's just stunning. And it really picks up all those gorgeous colours in the rest of the kit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time for my next layout. Thanks everyone.